So the TEFL industry is very broad, and there are lots of different ways that you can get into TEFL tourism. So there are the self-sourced employment opportunities. So that's whether so that could be the TEFL tourist perhaps flying out to destination and looking for employment. They could, for example, hand out their CV. They could apply directly to jobs they've seen advertised in the destination. They might go through some kind of employment agency. So there are lots of teaching agencies that exist in all parts of the world, and you would register with them and they would then put you through to an appropriate school. That's one sort of way that you can source your employment. The other way is more tourism orientated, and what we've seen is the development of this almost postmodern package, really. You often see opportunities promoted on the internet by lots of different organisations where the rhetoric of tourism is actually very strong. So rather than the focus being on teaching, the pictures will be, let's take Thailand for example. If there's an organisation promoting TEFL teaching in Thailand, rather than having pictures of Thai children sat in a classroom, they might have lots of images of people riding elephants and people at full moon parties. So that the involvement with tourism and the presence of tourism is very much there, and it's very clear. Which is why it's quite ironic that before now it hasn't really been addressed, and that connection between the two concepts of teaching English as a foreign language and tourism hasn't really been made. Because that's definitely clear when you do, scour the internet for opportunities. Now, these organisations frequently will put together a package for you. So it will be a packaged product. So it's almost as if the TEFL industry and teaching English as a foreign language has been commodified into a product. It will have different components. So just like a traditional package holiday, it usually will involve some kind of transport and some kind of accommodation. The accommodation might be just during a training period, or it might be for the duration of your placement as a TEFL tourist. And it will often include other aspects. So it's common to see opportunities that have a TEFL qualification included with them. So for example, you could go onto the website, you very easily click a button just like you're buying a holiday, and you would get in that perhaps transport to the destination. You would get often a TEFL qualification within that, so you obviously would have to study for it, but that would be built into the package, and you'd often get some kind of accommodation there. The exact details often do vary. There might be other elements included as well, so sometimes there will be excursions, so you might go on a tour of the local town, or an elephant safari, or whatever is around in the local area. It's very much replicable of a traditional package model. So those kinds of tourists are often the younger tourists. They're often more, they're often less well-travelled, and they want the security of that package model, a bit like in the wider tourism industry, I suppose. So you can really go down either routes. In the end, the experience is probably very similar, that you are combining the notions of teaching English as a foreign language and the elements of tourism that come outside of that.